Hello, and welcome to Brand Clarity by Visions2Images, where we focus on strategy and business development for entrepreneurs at all different levels through branding and digital marketing techniques. Susie Liberatore is the founder and art director of Visions2Images Creative Services, LLC. For the last decade, she has personally been instrumental in bridging gaps between the global digital market and neighborhood locations for some of the biggest brands around. Growth is possible for even a single location with the right professional branding techniques and Susie's signature strategies of Visions2Images. Stand out from your competitors and bring your visions to life while watching your sales skyrocket. Your host for this is Susie Liberatore, owner of Visions2Images. Hello, everybody. Today, I want to talk to you about LinkedIn. LinkedIn has been one of those platforms that I'm always wondering, is it worth it? Is it working? Is my audience here, right? We always ask these questions all the time as business owners for our marketing because we don't want to waste time and we don't want to waste money. I am all about that. So over the past year, my audience has changed dramatically when I scaled my business. And with that being said, I used to focus, and I still do focus a lot on Facebook. Instagram has not really been a sweet spot for me. Here and there, I might get some leads and some messages and collaborations. But other than that, I do not have a lot of great marketing involved with Instagram. It just doesn't reach my ideal audience, but I still post to it because I know it's good to have, right? But over the past year, I really dove into LinkedIn because that's where a good amount of my audience could be. Again, I still use Facebook primarily a lot, but LinkedIn has increased for me over the past year dramatically. And I took some classes and some trainings and really dove in to how you can really leverage on LinkedIn. And I've been able to do it not only for myself, but for my clients as well. I'm all about growth. I'm all about seeing the results. So I have been able to grow my personal connections, my business connections, all of those things, and worked on really connecting and collaborating with my audience that already exist in that network. And in 1 year, now LinkedIn takes a little bit longer of a time than Facebook would. And with that being said, I have closed probably about 3 to 4 solid leads on LinkedIn over the past year, but they are my ideal audience. So it's okay. So you have to plant that seed and build and grow. So what I want to tell you about LinkedIn, there's 6 things that I'm giving you today to really grow and leverage on LinkedIn. So first of all, network. Networking is huge. I talk about networking all the time, guys, all the time, right? But how do you network on LinkedIn? Simple. Connect with people, and we'll talk more about that in the next kind of areas, but connect with people and really understand who they are and how you can help one another is huge. Connect with people that you've met in person on virtual calls, connect with people you want to be connected with, and really comment. And we'll talk more about this on the number 2, but really being able to grow that network. There are LinkedIn groups. There are so many tools for you to really network and grow. So number 2 is share, post, and comment. All this is very similar to Facebook, what we do all the time for my agency and for my clients. So share, post, and comment. Sharing posts are literally sharing people who you want to do business with, but sharing it in a strategic way. I never just share something and don't say one word about it. That doesn't work very well. If you know the person on a personable relationship, what you can do is talk about how you've worked with them, how passionate they are, what they need in their business. So really sharing to the world about them in your own words can really help you leverage LinkedIn in a new way. And what I mean by comment, a lot of times LinkedIn, you can comment quickly on things. The last thing we want to do is comment, love this. Sometimes we do it if we can and it's appropriate. But we really want to be authentic and straight to the point and really think about our comments before we just comment, right? So again, finding that audience and really diving in to find who you want to be connected with and start commenting on their stuff and sharing it. You can like it. The more you show up on LinkedIn, the more opportunities there are. I took a call one time with somebody. They did not turn into a client, but they saw me on LinkedIn because they kept saying, oh my gosh, she keeps commenting and liking and sharing our stuff. We should get connected and see how we can help one another. And it was amazing, absolutely amazing to hear those words, right? We didn't necessarily get a sale. They didn't get a sale. I didn't get a sale, but it was that connection and that showing up, that consistency. Did I stop doing all of those things? No, because I'm showing up and we built that connection. I don't want to just stop, So a lot of times when I share a post or comment, we go through, my team and I, we go through who is our ideal audience and who do we need to focus on week after week and kind of rotate it in that sense. So it's not all one person all the time. Connect and share messages. So when you really connect with people, and this goes back to number one in networking, but when you really connect on LinkedIn with people, you want to always send a message when you're sending that request. Always, always, always. And then going forward, it's almost like it's a sales and email funnel. I send them something after. I'll send them something after we connect and ask them a question or ask them how we could support each other. Or do you want to have a coffee chat? I would love to get to know you. Just being authentic and personable and not jumping right into sales necessarily, right? So building that connection is going to be better in the long run. I actually have one of these clients now where we connected, we were very personable, and then it turned into a signed contract. And it's a decent amount. It's one of my ideal audience clients. But we didn't start the conversations with, hey, let's sell to one another. Hey, this is what I can do for you. Hey, this and that. It was showing up. It was me commenting or my team commenting and sharing, and then keep that messaging going in the DMs, right? Like, we would thank each other for commenting or endorsing one another, all of those things, so that we would be top of the mind. And so number 4 is find common grounds, right? So anytime you're dealing with marketing, you always have to find common grounds. What does that mean? You want to find something that you can connect with them with. So a lot of times I will connect with people who have similar stories, who are in my field, who are ideal, all of those things, but really diving into understanding, oh, we have a lot of things in common, or we have a lot of people in common. When we have people in common, we typically say, oh, we have so many people in common. They're amazing people, so we should totally connect on a virtual chat. Having that idea and mindset around it is so mind-breaking. And even you might not get the sale on the first call. I don't know. But it's those connections that build up. I've had so many people years later come to me that were ready to purchase because they knew they weren't ready at that time, but then years later they were. So that's why we have to keep growing our network, finding those common grounds, and really continuing the conversations at all times. And this is why we always have a sales cycle going, right? Like I talked about in number 2 and number 3 is we go through and we put together a list of who we've kept in touch with quick, who we need to reconnect with, like sending a message, all of those things. We have an Excel sheet where it cycles through so that we keep all of our ideal audiences going at all times. If you are a business, first and foremost, I always recommend having a business page. This has always been true for Facebook and LinkedIn. You always, always, always want to have a business page, and you always want to show up if you are going to have that business page. And so what that means is when you go on LinkedIn, you can say where you work and they can click on it, and it's super easy. But it also shows more in depth, like you're about the company. It shows who works there. It shows your website. Like it's super easy, and it shows the professionalism and authenticity behind it. And more importantly, when you start to post and you post regularly, people will keep seeing that. And then a lot of times when I post to my business page, I post to my personal page and just like share it that way. But I sometimes will take the wording or create my own wording. But regardless, it links back to the business page so people always know who I am and what my business is. That's the main point. Hey, let's stop for just 1 second during this podcast episode. I know you're so excited to get back and listen. But I wanted to chat with you and talk about how we really work with businesses. What we really do is we dive in and we ask so many questions. We go through a series of questionnaires and extensive research to really help you get a clear, identifiable plan of action that needs to happen for your business. If you want to hear more about this, go to Visions2images.com, click the contact us button, and we will be set up a time to chat more. And number 6 is post regularly, right, guys? We always talk about posting regularly all the time on every platform. So whatever that regularly looks like for you, if it's 2 times a week, do it. If it's 5 times a week, do it. If it's 7 days a week, whatever it is, do it, right? Set it up. If you need help setting up automations for your social media, or you need help coming up with campaign creations and content, all of those things, if you need help, there is help. We can help you here at Visions2images. But beyond that, I mean, there are tons of ways. When I talk about posting regularly, I don't mean post pictures of, let's say, dogs. I don't know. Let's say I'm the marketing agency and I want to post something. I'm not going to post about my dog unless it's National Cute Dog Day or whatever. Maybe I'll do that. But a lot of times it's more about education and more about engagement. We don't, and this is kind of what makes us stand apart and is unique over every other agency, is we are strategic. We are so strategic about time, money, and knowledge. We don't ever just post just to post. We post to create education and engagement. We really consider every little thing that we post important, and we really take a fine mirror and look into it and make sure, okay, is this on point with the brand? Is this going to get engagement? Is this going to create the end result of conversion, right? If we're not doing those things for ourselves and our clients, it's not feasible. We don't want to just post cute little funsy things unless it links back to our business. Now, we do post sometimes some quotes and some stuff like that for our clients and ourselves, just to kind of switch it up, because we don't always want to be salesy, but you still need to maintain your brand at all times. So showing up and posting regularly is so important. I can't stress that enough. And that is for every single platform, and understanding what that post regularly means about. If you're confused about what that means, if you are seriously wondering what post regularly means and you're not sure, just click the links below where it says get a quote. Yeah, you might want a quote, you might not, but the fact is we will start that conversation and talk about what it means and how to really execute it and get to where you need to be. The best thing is to post regularly and be on brand. We don't want to just post. We don't want to just say, hey, like our page. Hey,
Thank you for listening in on this episode today. Please make sure to check out the links from your guests and Visions to Images to learn more about each other. It takes a village, as you know, so connect and grow with one another together. Thank you so much for listening.